We had the opportunity in our church this week. We get to do some pretty cool things as a church, just being Houston's First Baptist Church and having been here 179 years or something crazy now, whatever it is. It's awesome. So the Houston Police Department asked us if we would host their cadet graduation. They do this numerous times a year. They're trying to go out into the community and do it at different places. So we said yes. And we rolled out the red carpet, and I'm telling you, the Houston Police Department could not have been nicer. It could not have been better. It was a wonderful thing. We had 66 cadets of the cadet class of 243 that was sitting right here at the Loop campus in this section right here. And so they all came in, and they were there assembled to then become Houston police officers. They were going to have their graduation moment to be able to be a part of that, which was awesome and incredible. The mayor was going to be there, but then this water main broke at the same time, so he had to go and do that. But the police chief was able to get from the water main over here to get to be with us, and it was an amazing, amazing time to be able to have that come together. We were the safest place in the city of Houston, I want you to know, for those couple hours. It's like police everywhere, type thing. So they all joined in, and they got here, 66 of them, and it was so special. So I got a couple pictures just to show you kind of what happened. They gave us a little award, a plaque for hosting it as a church, and so they gave that to us on behalf of our church. I received that on your behalf as a church for hosting it. Then the police chief and I got to take a picture there, which is great. He didn't ask if I had any tickets, and thankfully I didn't. So that was good. So that was great. And so what they would do is they would I got to give the opening prayer. It was really a neat, special thing. And so these cadets, and it kind of like, it really touches your heart. Those patriotic kind of things you get a part of, and you're like, wow. There's some formality to this that I'm not always a part of. And there's some military almost to this that I'm not a part of. So 66 of them came up on this stage, and it was the police chief, it was the head of their training, and it was me. And then there was about 15 other people. I don't know how I got in the line at that spot, but that's where they told me to stand, and you just listen to people with guns. So you just stand here. And so they got all this, and so I'm standing there. So here's what was amazing. I got to be like the person here and the person here. This is the police chief, then the trainer, the head guy. That was one of the guys that gave the plaque, and then me. And so I get to hear the conversations that are happening here with the police chief and these cadets. Here's what they would do. They would pin the badge on these men and these women. And when they would pin the badge on, if there was somebody in your family line that was a fellow police officer, they would come up on stage, and they would be the one that would pin the badge. So they would have like a grandfather that was a police officer or a sheriff or whatever it is, and he would put it on. They would have a father that would put it on. A wife actually pinned the badge onto her husband. And the police chief said, "Oh, brother, you're outranked at the office and at home. You're in trouble." That's what he said. And then what they would do is they'd put it on, and then the tradition was they'd hit their chest right there on that badge. And that would be how they would do it. Now, there's no poke or anything that's happening, but that was the way that they would do it. They'd hit their chest right there where that badge was. So I'm standing here, and I would shake their hands. They would go by. And this one time, and then one other thing, the police chief would say, "Where are you going?" And if they would say, "Well, we're going to Northeast," or "I'm going to Gessner," or "I'm going here or there," wherever it is. If they said the neighborhood that the police chief lived in, he'd say, "That's where my family lives. You protect my family." So here's what happened. They would come up. They'd get in front of the police chief. They'd salute. He'd salute. They'd take the badge. And this one time, it was a grandfather, a father, and the son. And I'm telling you, I'm getting choked up watching this happen. It's the same badge number that the grandfather wore for the Houston Police Department. New badge, but same badge number, and he's pinning it on. I feel like I'm watching like an episode of Blue Bloods, happen right before my eyes, right here on CBS. So I got this here, and they come up, and he pins it on, and then the grandfather hits him on the chest. The dad hits him on the chest. The police chief hits him on the chest, and here's what the police chief said. He points at the guy, and he says, "Don't dishonor the badge, and don't dishonor your family." Where are you going? His neighborhood. Protect my family. And I'm telling you, those young guys would then go like this. "Yes, sir." Bam. And they'd pop it down and they'd walk off. And the next guy would come up. "Don't dishonor the badge. Don't dishonor your family. You protect my family." "Yes, sir." He'd walk off. And I sat there with tears in my eyes watching the police chief say that to these guys and just felt the power of it. I wish today, with pace, perspective, and people, I could stand at the door of our church Say, don't dishonor the cross. Don't dishonor your family name. Protect my family. We need you. And protect your family as well. You feel that as a believer in Jesus Christ. Don't dishonor the cross. Don't dishonor who He's made you to be as a Christian. We need each other to help protect one another's families. And for us to just end a church on Sunday and say, yes, sir, not to me, to the Lord, yes, sir. And then walk out with a different pace, a different perspective, with a different love for people because the cross is the centerpiece of it. I'm telling you, I stood there with tears in my eyes at the power of don't dishonor and walking it out. So I tell you, this 2020, this year, don't dishonor the cross. Don't dishonor the name Christian. And you protect my family, and I'll try to protect your family as well. And let's walk with Jesus. Hey, thanks for watching. To find out more about Houston's First, you can subscribe to our channel or you can go to houstonsfirst.org.